If your podcast isn't growing your business, it's not you. It might be the foundations that you've set your podcast up. Maybe you've been showing up, publishing episodes, repurposing like a champ. Woo! Way to go for not pod fading and being part of the 13% that's still here. But if the back end's a mess, no offer, no structure, no visibility system, you're building on quicksand. And when the new year hits, you're still going to be spinning your wheels, wondering if the effort is ever going to pay off. So let's fix it now. While everyone else is winding down for this holiday season, let's use this time of the year for your momentum season. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Beyond the Downloads, the show that dives deeper than stats and charts to reveal the real impact of your podcast. I'm Jennifer Dragonette, founder of the Bold Action Collective, where we believe that bold moves truly spark transformation. Each week, we explore how your unique story, passion, and purpose can create powerful connections that will change lives, yours and those of your listeners. If you're ready to go beyond the metrics, embrace bold action, and unleash the life raft potential of your podcast, you're in the right space. Let's go. A few years ago, I had over 100 episodes. Let's be real, between the two podcasts a few years ago, I had over 300 episodes out, and I still felt invisible. I wasn't new to this. I wasn't inconsistent. Heck, I was growing other people's podcasts, but I didn't know what I personally was building. I had been struggling, and this I hear all the time is when my clients come in, they think they're just getting a podcast producer or someone to help them fix their podcast strategy. But we have to look at it as a whole ecosystem, a holistic approach to your podcast. I know you're like, oh no, she's reverting back to the days she was a health coach. But it's true. We have to look at all the pieces because you could have great content. You could have consistency. You could be repurposing like a champ. You could be doing all these things and it's still not growing your business or your podcast. And that's why so many podcasters fade away. That's why so many people give up. I think it's 13% now. If you're still going and you're over like 8 episodes, you're part of the 13% club of podcasters that are still podcasting. Yes, there are millions and millions of index podcasts, but I can guarantee you most of them are not active, meaning they haven't published in the last 90 days. So that's what we want to think about here. And that's where I needed to look at and see, okay, well, where's my strategy? Do I need to go over to YouTube? Do I need Video Meets Podcast? Which, let me tell you, I've gotten a lot of great feedback from. My clients are growing like weeds with Video Meets Podcast. But for me, video podcasting wasn't the answer. It was where I really needed to find the strategy that this makes sense to me. What did I love about podcasting? What did I miss about podcasting? Why was it feeling a little out of alignment? And that's when I had to look at these core pieces to my podcast. Which you're like, okay, Jen, that's my title, my description. No, we have to go deeper than that. You have to look at your offers, your episodes, yes, your titles, your podcast name, your descriptions, but we also have to look at that content funnel. Where are you leading people? Is it really going to something you're excited about? What's the energy you're behind it? Know why you're even publishing in the first place. So that's what we want to talk about is fixing this problem that most podcasters have is looking at the full foundation. And I realized as a podcast strategist this last year that without looking at all of these pieces, that I was really doing a disservice to my audience. And I apologize to you for that. But we do have to look at it as your entire business and life ecosystem. So if you don't have these things in order, it's really going to be hard to get the growth that you want, to see the ROI. Or maybe you're hunting those download numbers or those view numbers or the engagement numbers, but maybe you're getting more of that, but you're not actually getting people into your paid offers. We have to look at these simple yet hard things. So what I want you to do is kind of think about this, like the core content of your podcast. Do you have it aligned? Here's your simple rundown checklist for a solid podcast foundation that's going to include your whole business ecosystem. Are you ready? If you've got a pen and paper and you're not driving, this is what I want you to write down. Number 1, is your offer clear and relevant to the episodes you're publishing? Maybe you've grown in the last year and you're not aligned with your offer anymore. Maybe you've tweaked. This happens all the time with my clients. And you've heard my story over and over again that I started with someone who was really excited for essential oils. And then by a year working with me, she switched over to a 501c to help victims get out of really terrible situations. Amazing, right? We switched her offer. Her offer started aligning. Yes, her downloads went down for a minute. Then they came back with the right aligned people and she got more people into her 501c. Number 2, your episodes. Are your episodes actually speaking directly to the people who need your offer? I'm trying to clear this up of being like, okay, you're the podcaster that's burnt out. Yes, you want the growth, but you really want the ROI and you want this heart-centered message in the front where you're not sitting here being like, hey, guess what? I have this 2-hour audit that you can come and hang out with me for 2 hours and we'll actually go through these 5 processes and restructure all these things and give you a 30-day action plan, which by the way, I do have one of those if you want to join my audit, but I'm not constantly pitching you. But that's what these offers and these episodes need to do. It's like, where does your podcast fit on your funnel? Because yes, I want to serve you. I want you to take one step forward. And just by listening to this episode and looking at these 5 areas I'm telling you about will move your podcast forward if you make the tweaks. But I also want you to come in and maybe join us in December when we do the podcast foundation sprint, or maybe join me on a one-on-one audit. Or maybe just have a 20-minute free conversation with me. I want you to really think about, like, are your episodes drawing people in, building that know, like, and trust? Are you giving them that first baby step so that they want to come in and take the next step with you? You know, there's so many fun things and fun ways to do this. I do the one-on-one call every month where we do a hot seat coaching for free every month where people can come in and ask me questions and I do all the things. You know, like I've mentioned my audit, I've mentioned my sprint coming up in December. Like, what is your episode? How is it serving the person? And how is it helping them be set up to purchase your offer? Number 3, and this is where all my creatives, I'm raising my hand with you, lose their mind, because you gotta have those dang boring SEO fingers. We're not talking about spirit fingers. We're talking about boring fingers of what your person is actually typing into Google, because it's not what they're saying. It's not the creative, fancy things that you have. Is Beyond the Downloads a great podcast title? No. I mean, at least if somebody's like, how do I get more downloads? I might get lucky, but let's be honest. It's a cutesy name, which is why it's taglined. The same thing with the titles and descriptions of your episode. Are they search friendly? They can't be cute and clever. Number 4, do you even have a content funnel? This is your podcast to offer, not your podcast to nowhere. Hey, I'm raising my hand because this is what I've been doing to you for the last 2 years. I haven't really been pitching offers. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I have this or I have that or blah, 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 blah. But I've just been feeding you content and not really giving you somewhere to go. This is why my business on the coaching side wasn't growing. Also, my production business was growing like weeds because of word of mouth, because I built the community. But that's a whole nother thing. If you want to build something that you are offering, a coaching service, a product, you have to have your podcast set up to move into your offer. This is where so many podcasters go wrong, because we're just talking with love. And then all of a sudden at the end of the episode, we're, oh, by the way, grab my audit. Oh, by the way, in December, I'm having a podcast foundation sprint. I do this all the time because we don't want to be that icky used salesperson that everyone cringes at. But here's the thing. If nobody knows that you have an offer and it's not part of your funnel and your episodes aren't leading into this, it's not going to work anyways, right? And then the 5th one, and this is the hardest but the easiest to answer, is know why you're publishing. Not just because it's Tuesday and you have to publish or any of those things. It's got to be why. Are you leading somebody into an offer? Are you serving them with your episode? You're giving them that first step forward, and maybe the offer is the next part of their journey. I personally like to always serve. Like, if you take this checklist and you're like, okay, 5 things. I need to have my offer, my episodes speaking to people, my titles, my descriptions. I need to have a content funnel, and I got to know why I'm publishing. If you take those and answer those, you can fix your podcast without having to pay me to work with me. Or you could come to one of our group hot seat coachings that I do once a month. Those are pretty fun too. But why am I publishing? Because I want to serve podcasters. I want to fix this. I don't think only 13% of podcasters should make it. I don't think that podcasters should have to burn out so much. So why are you publishing? I'm publishing because I want to make sure people know that their story is someone's life raft, and I want you all to keep sharing. So here's the truth. Even if 2 of those areas are shaky, your podcast is leaking listeners, leaking energy, leaking opportunities, and leaking that success that you desire. Now, I'm not saying you got to blow it all up at all. I'm just saying you need a little reset, a little tweak. And this is what I do with my audit clients, and it changes absolutely everything. I am really, really excited for you looking at your foundations. And if you have any questions, just DM me. I'm pretty much jen.dragonet everywhere. I think except for Facebook, I'm Jennifer Dragonet. But of course, all that's in the show notes. You can grab an audit, whatever you want to do. But here is your 10-minute action step of the week. Are you ready? I want you to audit your last 3 episodes. I want you to ask yourself, 1, did each episode have a clear next step that connects with your offer? 2, would a total stranger know what your podcast is about based on the title and the intro? Yikes, that was hard. Beyond the downloads, maybe, but because I taglined it, hopefully, I don't know. And number 3, are you repurposing these episodes to build visibility, or are you just checking a box? Now, this one is really hard because we're taught to spray and pray, but I want you to start being intentional with this. So here's what you're going to do. Set a 10-minute timer, review the last 3 episodes, look at them with fresh eyes, and you're going to be shocked what you see. And I want you to DM me what you notice. Seriously, I want to hear it. And if you have a question, just ask me. I'm an open book. I probably give away too much, but I also feel that that's the way to build the biggest connections. And that's why my entire business has been built on referral for the most part. Referral and my podcast have built my entire business. And I'm a single woman in California with a house. So I'm not doing terrible. I'm not saying I'm multi-6-figure coach and doing great, because that would be a lie. But it's built my business to where I can have a comfortable life. So if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I need some help, this is exactly why I'm offering the podcast audit, because my next sprint isn't till December. If you want to wait till December and join our sprint for these foundation pieces where you get group coaching, one-on-one, and all the things, you can do that too. But if you want to fix this right now so that this last quarter is woo, yeah, you need this. It's 30 days of direct support with me to fix what's broken, to clarify your podcast strategy, and to get your episodes working for your business, not just filling the need, filling the check boxes. You're going to walk away with a custom plan, clean up the steps, do some SEO tweaks, and clarify how your show is going to lead people to your offer. This is for the podcasters who are serious about doing this right, not just keeping the mic warm. You can go to podcastcpr.com and grab your audit slot now. I only take a few of these people each month. So, because what I do is most people give you an audit and run away, but you get an audit and then you can have access to me by email for 30 days after for questions. That's pretty cool. So next week, we're diving into the real reason your podcast isn't being found and know how SEO doesn't have to be a tech headache. We'll break down the secret visibility weapon that you're probably skipping, and what searchability actually means, and how your content is your long game legacy strategy, not just another post to promote or something that's going to disappear. Podcasting is really a legacy building platform. My one show that I closed down almost 2 years ago now still gets podcast listeners each week, and there are still people showing up and signing up for my freebie, which I still send out, but I don't offer the services that go with the freebie anymore. They get the checklist and then that's it. But it's still getting people on my email list, and it's almost been shut down I haven't posted for 2 years. So hit follow on the show, because if this episode gave you clarity, next episode is going to help you go deeper into SEO. And I want you to share this with one podcaster who needs to see this. Now go out and make today amazing, because you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are worthy, and your story deserves a microphone.